no idea where the 21 go.
He'll wait for you, I promise. Thank you.
Just leave these open. Okay,
Little, dip in the forest. It'd be all overgrown with trees and jungle everywhere. Doesn't really look like a volcanic crater at all. That's just because it's so old. Have you guys been to Hilo or Kona yet?
Yeah.
So that island is only 500,000 years old. That's the only island with active volcanoes currently. 500,000 years old, meaning Kauai has been around 10 times longer than that island. So all our volcanic rock is broken down over millions of years. It's created very lush soil where everything loves to grow. A lot faster, a lot bigger than wherever it came from. And again, I'll show you some examples of that as we go across the island today. So we are home to one of the wettest places on the entire planet. It's called Mount Waialeale. Some of you may have heard of it before. It's a mountain in the middle of our island. It stands at about 5,200 feet tall. It gets 400 to 600 inches of rainfall every year. It is always raining up there. You can rarely see the top of this mountain. So about maybe 3 weeks, maybe a month out of the entire year. Might be able to see a little bit of the base of it today. See what happens when we get up to our waterfall today. A couple Hawaiian native plants on the left and right. You're going to see these hala trees. They got skinny, long green leaves with all the roots hanging down from them. That is the hala tree, and that is a Hawaiian native. So if I say Hawaiian native, that just means that that plant was here before people got here. Before the original Polynesians and Tahitians came over. And that is what the Hawaiians made. They used those leaves. They made sails for their ships out of those leaves. Those were the first sails for their little canoes or their double hull canoes. You basically weave those leaves together really tightly. And they last for a long time. Even as the leaves die out, they don't really get that brittle, break too easy. You'll see some locals today, they weave baskets and hats out of them. I have a basket that was made by a local probably about 7 years ago. It's still intact, it still works. So this is our main highway here. Highway 50 goes around our island in kind of like a horseshoe shape. It does not connect all the way around the island, so you cannot drive continuously all the way around the perimeter. We're going to go in this direction. We're going to go way up onto the north shore, and then the road is going to stop way up north. That is where there's a famous hiking trail that begins. It's called the Kauai Trail. So same thing if we were to go the opposite direction. It's going to bring us all the way down south, eventually to the west side, and the road is going to stop again. There are no roads along the Napali coast. Napali coast is the northwestern side. It's very rugged, lots of mountains and sea cliffs over there. You've probably seen it before in a movie or two. It's been used in Jurassic Park, the original King Kong, Pirates of the Caribbean, 6 Days, 7 Nights, A Perfect Getaway, and probably many more, honestly. Very, very famous coastline. see the Nepali coast, best way to see it is by, airplane or helicopter. You can take a boat ride around the Nepali coast to see it. And if you're a big enough hiker, it's not a hike for beginners, but it's a beautiful hike. You get out there, if you want to do the whole thing, it's 11 miles one way, so it's 22 miles round trip. Very, very big hike. So you see these cones laid out in the middle of our highway here. This is for contraflow. This is to help traffic going into the city in the area, but I'm going to take you through the top side as we go and head south to our geyser sprouting horn. We're going to go through the old Main Street, some of the newer developed area. But yeah, there's a county worker. He just hangs off the back of a truck. He lays these cones out one by one every single morning, except for Sundays and holidays. In the afternoon, same thing. We'll pick them up one by one. Coming up on the right, you're going to see a bunch of coconut trees over here. This used to be a coconut plantation back about 100 years ago. This is now our Wailua golf course. County course, one of the more affordable golf courses here to play. If you're visiting, I think it's about $80 to golf 18 holes with a cart. So you'll notice there's no coconuts on those trees on the course itself. That is because, statistically, coconuts kill more people every year than sharks. They are very heavy, they fall from that distance, they can hurt or even kill you. So, to prevent that, they cut them off the tree long before they get big enough to fall. If you guys ever want to visit Kauai again, you want some free room and board, here on the left, this is the Kauai Correctional Resort. You get all the amenities though. You get to garden, and play volleyball, basketball, there's a gym. So that is short term over there. That is our only jail though. But if you have to spend anything longer than a year in jail, they're going to send you over to Oahu. And you're going to stay over there for a little while. Because ours, that's as big as it gets. So it's not really maximum security by any means. We often have escapees from time to time. It was a big joke just last year. We had one. We found him about an hour later playing around a golf over here on the golf course. Right across the street here. So that was something all the locals said, only on Kauai. Perimeter, you're never too far from the ocean, with the exception of Kauai, which is up in the mountains, basically. So if you go to the west side, that is home to Waimea Canyon, which is nicknamed Grand Canyon of the Pacific. But other than that, probably no farther than 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes at the most. This is the Wailua River on our left, Wailua Bay on our right. This is the largest river in all of Hawaii. Now I'm going to go up that mountain from here. Any fans of Elvis? Yeah. Little beach hut on the right here. I think they're charging $3,000 a month. So Elvis used to stay in the Cocoa Palms Hotel up here, filmed his movie Blue Hawaii on this property, and around it in the area, the river, the bay area here. If you peek over this fence, which you'll get a little glimpse coming up here, and look to the right, you'll see the brown top building over there. That is what is left standing of the Cocoa Palms. Now, that hotel was destroyed by Hurricane Iniki in 1992. It was left abandoned for over 30 years before they just decided to tear it down. It's been a long process. They started tearing it down over a year ago. There's these rock wall structures on our left. Big rock rectangle here, little rock square here. These are Hawaiian heiaus. Been on any of the Hawaiian islands, you'll see heiau. And some were even used for human sacrifices. Running parallel to the Wailua River on our left. Kayak out wall. It's all moss covered. It's very wet back there. But that is pretty much like the source of where the river starts, the Wailua River, and then it, kind of a whole herd of chickens on the left here. They do run in herds. Coming up to our first stop of the day at Old Pike. Bathrooms for you at all the stops today. Bathrooms in this lava rock building on the left. Naturally, we call them the lavatories. Or you can call them by their Hawaiian name, the Leaky Leaky. Too close. Alright guys, so when you step off the bus here, we're going to come around the front. We're going to follow this concrete walkway all the way down the green fence. You see some people at the raised platform up there. Look to your right, you're going to have your waterfall lookout. Keep walking down the path. Eventually you're going to cross a crosswalk that looks over the Wailua River. Now while you're looking over the Wailua River, directly down and across, you'll see a tree line, the big grass field in front of it. It's the same tree line Indiana Jones comes running out of in Raiders of the Lost Ark. He's running from the tribesmen at the beginning. He's yelling at his buddy to start the seaplane. Swings on the vine, gets in the plane, makes his great escape. We find out that he hates snakes, right? There's a snake in the plane. So that's where that little scene was shot, coming through the tree line. Alright, it's pretty much like 9 o'clock right now, so about 9:15.
Khoai chiếc anh băng qua đường. Ở đây đặc biệt là thấy gà nuôi mà nó hoang dã vậy đó, tự sống.
We got owls, albatross.
Nó biết băng qua đường nữa.
What do we think?
Kiếm thức ăn.
Young?
Không biết có câu chuyện gì về
Anybody
con
read the
gà
signs
không?
to Opeka
Nhưng mà
translates
thấy
to?
có cái nón.
Rolling Shrimp Falls. Sounds a lot better in Hawaiian. But we have, freshwater prawn, freshwater shrimp in our rivers here. And they call it Rolling Shrimp Falls because back in old Hawaii, the members of like the kings and queens, the chiefs, they're called ali'i. If you are a member of the ali'i, you most likely live somewhere nearby here because the Wailua River is the largest river. That's our main source of fresh water. They would live somewhere close by, and there would be lots of fishing villages up and down the banks. They're everywhere, and because they're everywhere and they do outnumber us, you can hunt them whenever you like and however many you like. There is no limit. We also have California black-tailed deer here. Those do have a limit and a season. Those were a gift from the state of Oregon. 1959, when Hawaii became a U.S. state. The state of Oregon congratulated us. You guys seen a mongoose on any of the other islands?
No.
I was just on Maui this last weekend and I saw a bunch of mongoose. In fact, I went golfing with some friends, and there was a sign that said, "Beware of mongoose." You know, like put everything away in your cart. They steal your. Just go out and buy. You know, on those far ends, but they're gonna be very expensive. Foodland is a grocery store in Princeville. Has anybody heard of Princeville before? It's a very exclusive, gated community up north. It's where Ben Stiller's got a house. Some other celebrities live up there. Just past there, Pierce Brosnan lives up there. And Foodland is the grocery store that is in Princeville. It is known to be one of the most expensive grocery stores in the entire country. $15 for a gallon of milk. I have not been in that grocery store. I try to avoid it at all costs. So I have not been in it in a couple of years. I went to the beach up there one time. We stopped in to get some sandwiches, some chips. I got like a sandwich, chips, a drink, maybe a snack or something. It was like $45. It was insanity. It was just crazy. So I don't know what eggs are there, but they got to be expensive. And it's $15 for a gallon of milk. But yeah, that is Foodland. It's been known to be one of the most expensive grocery stores in the country for years now. I've been here for almost 14 years, and you hear people talk about it all the time. It's been really expensive for as long as I've known. So better off coming into town when you get a chance. You know, if you do live up there, chances are if you do live up there, though, you do have quite a bit of money, because it is one of the most expensive places to live on the island. Houses up there are multi-billion dollar homes. You probably can't find any home in Princeville for less than probably like $3 million. So we have one Costco here, we have one Walmart, one Target, one Home Depot. They're all in Lihue. So you might have to travel a little bit of ways, depending on what side of the island you're on, to get certain things. We all try to shop local as much as possible, but it's tough, you know, when you live on one of those far ends and you don't want to spend all that money in gas to drive down here, when you can just order free shipping off Amazon Prime, right? So try to, you know, support local as much as possible, but also got to save some money too. On the left is Wilcox Medical Center. This is our main hospital on the island. This is funded by the Wilcox family, who used to own a big sugarcane plantation in town. This is one of our more popular tourist attractions. On the left, this is Walmart.
It's so everywhere. It's everywhere.
You guys have those on the mainland?
Yeah.
That is our one and only. On the right over here, you see a couple of chickens, or as I call them, escapees from next door. But they maintain the front of it as if it were a movie theater. Like I said, they changed those movie posters. A lot of them were films that were filmed on island. Right now there's a King Kong one in the window, Indiana Jones, 6 Days, 7 Nights. All our county buildings on the left up here, DMV, courthouse is over here, state buildings, you know, Parks and Rec, Mayor's office, Roundhouse building up here on the left. If you were to take this left-hand turn, it takes us down Rice Street. Car dealerships, Kauai Museum, local businesses. And now this kind of turns into the newer developed area of the city. Is built up pretty much within the last 2 decades. This is where you would find our mall. It's called the Kauai Grove Mall. Costco's up here, Home Depot, doctor's offices, fast food restaurants. Supermarkets up here. There's a Safeway and a Times. egrets. I like to follow all the landscapers around the island. They, dig up all the bugs that the heavy equipment leaves behind. Property that the Wilcox family used to own that funded our hospital as well as our community college here. You're gonna see this property open up in just a second here. I see some horses in the field. That is to our right now. Some horses. I see the sugarcane train there. So they used to harvest all the sugarcane. Now they do tours of the property on that train. Big mansion on the right. That is now a restaurant and bar. All the rooms are filled with like galleries, gift shops. That's where the Wilcox used to live. This is the community college here on the right. This is where this used to be all sugarcane as well. KCC, Kauai Community College. Lots of solar panels. These are pretty new. We have a big solar farm on the east side. It has like 130,000 solar panels now. And they'll charge these big batteries the size of like shipping containers. But our main source of power here on island is still diesel. Burn diesel over here. And that's it, guys. That's our big city for you. It's as busy as it gets here. Now we got some more jungle and country to roll through until we get to our tree tunnel. I'll announce before we roll through the tree tunnel. That's pretty much going to bring us as south as we can go. These big giant trees on the right. One of those trees you'd see like on an African safari. Maybe not even. It's hard to tell because they grow so quickly. When they first started growing over here in Albizia, they grow like 6 feet in a year. They grow too big. It's ready to harvest when the first bananas start to turn yellow. Cut that rack off, hang it somewhere, and the rest of them will ripen over time. Kauai Humane Society on our right, a couple dog parks over here. This is where they take in all the stray dogs and cats. Stretch over the road here, right? So the banyan trees, they come all the way from India, and the monkey pod come from South America. They get their name because the monkeys like to eat the seeds down there. Might be alone on this idea, but I think it would be great to introduce some monkeys to Kauai. Watch them run around, chase all the chickens. also where the missionaries first arrived on this side of the island. Came over from Boston, Massachusetts, and then they built the very first Catholic church here on the right. This was built in 1835. It's the Oklahoma Church. The roof, that tower, did have to be rebuilt. There's noni trees on the right. You'll see these yellow, green, bumpy fruits hanging in them. I see a couple on the rock wall there that have fallen. Has anybody heard or tried noni before? I will say it's an acquired taste. Even the Hawaiians would only eat it in times of famine back in the day. But that being said, it's a very medicinal plant. I've heard of cancer patients drinking noni juice. Apparently it's got a lot of cancer-fighting properties in the fruit itself. It's an anti-inflammatory, heals. It's like a healing fruit. Heals cuts and burns. You can get a noni balm to rub on any cuts and burns. It heals them very quickly. I've seen bandages that are infused with noni before. They make like little. Have you ever seen those like 5-hour energy drinks? They make like natural ones with noni juice.
And where did you get them?
Probably at like one of the drugstores here.
Are they expensive?
I'm not sure. Alright, not too far for the spouting. More down. About 5 minutes or so. Sunny Point Poo down here, well known for all its beaches, anything, if you want to play in the water, it's a good place to come down to. Nice surfing down here, or scuba dive, some of the nicest reef on this side of the island. Our first little bit of coastline coming up on the left down here. We're coming to the end of our whale season. Anybody see any whales from the cruise ship?
No.
Keep your eyes out because they are out there, but they're getting ready to leave to head to Alaska for the summer. They come down here to breed, actually. They come to Hawaii in the winter, they go to Alaska in the summer. They migrate back and forth every year. So you see lots of snorkels out there on the left. Very popular snorkel spot. At least $3 million homes. Yellow hibiscus, property line on the left, that's our state flower. You see some nene in the field over on the right. These are they're Hawaiian geese. That is our state bird. They used to be Canadian geese. Yeah, they migrated over here a very long time ago. They got stuck here. Became their own subspecies. It is a long ways, isn't it? Charters come out of here. Basically made from an old lava tube. So the softer lava rock in the middle wore away from the waves, eventually broke through. So now when the waves come in, pressurizes in this little lava tube and comes spouting up at the top. Just like a surfer, gotta wait for a good set to come in.
There's people that drop food.
More lava tour.
Comes up right there. Right there. Yeah. Top of the lava.
It's like suction in the water and it's like
Is that all? Good. No, go ahead. I'm done.
Saldırı hırtın. Oh, there's another one over there. Oh, look at that one.
Những con gà ở đây á, sung sướng ghê á. Gà con được mẹ dẫn đi ăn, được sung sướng tung tăng với cỏ. Từng đàn vậy đó.
Gà được bảo vệ đó.
Đặc biệt thấy gà không thấy chim mà thấy gà.
Just know they are endangered animals. Big botanical garden stretches the next town over, actually. Plants and trees from all around the world. There's been scenes from Indiana Jones, Jurassic Park, multiple Jurassic Parks that have been filmed in there. There's one specific scene from the first Jurassic Park that was filmed in there. You ever seen the first movie where Dr. Grant and the kids, they escape the T-Rex after it breaks out of the fence? They spend the night up in the... Trees coming up, you see a bunch of them. You got these brown seed pods hanging off the trees on the left. These are Kauai trees, they're called, and those brown seed pods hold these little white seeds on the inside. You might have seen them before, made with flowered lace. Hawaiians will use them for like jewelry making. Captain Cook and his men, once they start sailing over on their ships, you get to bathe too often. When they got here, the Hawaiians thought they smelled bad, so they made them flowered lace and put them around them, help them smell better. Jewelry over here. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the Kauai shells. Tiny little itty bitty shells. You can only find them here and the island of Niihau, a tiny little private island. They come in all different colors, like pinks, right, usually where the monk seals like to hang out. The one down left, usually where you can find the sea turtles. But just look anywhere along the water's edge. If they've been there for a minute, you're going to see orange cones around the sea turtles. Look for the orange cones. Yellow rope will signify the monk seals.
Not bad tricked up.
Cái chị gà này nhảy vô thùng rác. Người ta cho ăn gà chim chạy lại ăn, thấy thương quá đi.
Se echó fue agua en los pies.
Người ta cho ăn gà chim cho nó ăn nhiều quá, nói chung tăng cái thương mà. Sơ đồ nằm phơi nắng.